It's Friday. It's Friday. We did it. We did it. Shout out Kevin Davies, rock and a roll for those sweet vibes. And then we love to hear it, right? It's like we're in an elevator in Maui, right? That's like that's like I'm about to go out to the beach. I'm feeling it. This is what we're talking about. Hey, first and foremost, shout out to Patrick Cantlay giving us his best LaMarcus Aldridge impression on day one of the Masters of the +7. Yeah. That's the type of energy we're bringing this morning, okay? I'm coming at you with the LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm not going to allow you to bring it at me first, all right? I'm attacking. I chose violence this morning. All right, this is Friday. I'm excited. We're going to have a good show. We are going to have a good show today. There was some fun Actually, it was a lot of shit basketball, but there's some fun things to talk about. So I'm excited to do that. And then you know what? We might even feel frisky today since a lot of the challenges are coming to an end. We might get a little wild, do some Top Shot account reviews. All right. We're going to hold that till the end though. So I know people are going to start firing their usernames to it. But it looks like we get some fun people here. OG's here. We got Worm in the house, Space Mantis, Beamer, Andrew Stewart. We love to see it. We love to see it. Oh yeah. We are going to be talking about some beef stew. That was like the one positive thing about last night. But yeah, listen, as we kick into some NBA action from last night, let's check in. We need to stay at 50% on those likes. So if you're just rolling in on the YouTubes, do me a favor, smash the like. Smash the like. Mitch, Seb, good to see you. Good to see you. Deep Threat, Dan Deep. But more importantly, hey, it's Friday morning in Boston. Welcome to Tampa Bay, Tommy, okay? Hope you're bringing some donkeys down to the south into Florida. All right, that's it. B- impression this morning. B- accent. And then Drippy, Killian Hayes with only 2 turnovers last night. Feels like a win. And Dre is here. Drunk Trees in the house. Listen, update. Eports, he says, I did snag the Zion Rising Star reward after your sweat yesterday. We love it. We love it. All right, everybody. Oh, it's Bill Burr. Bill Burr's in the house. Thanks, Bus. All right, everybody go smash the like button. Let's get started, all right? Let's roll into this. So the first game we're going to talk about is the Bulls-Raptors, all right? And the Raptors, what a weird-ass game because the Raptors only had like 6 or 7 dudes. And somehow like they kept going down by 20 and then bringing it back to 10 and down by 20. So if you like played them in fantasy, it was kind of nice last night because it didn't get to full blowout. So we like that, right? We like that if you played them. But, Levine did his thing. Levine had a nice game. Vooch had a nice game. Levine went 22 points, 6 rebounds, 13 assists. Vooch with 22, 7, and 4. Like, good stuff, right? Good stuff. Let's get this out of the way. No hangover this morning, Liam. But the guy I want to talk about, the man who was in God mode last night, Chris Boucher. All right, Chris Boucher just balling his ass off last night with a 38-19. Like, good God, 38-19. Finally, Nick Nurse just unleashed him, right? Hey, Nick Nurse, maybe we've seen what Aaron Baines brings to the table. Maybe Aaron Baines is peaked, Let's just let Boucher cook. So I want to pull up Boucher, and we know Boucher, even if you aren't a Raptors fan. We know him because LG talks about him a lot in the first minute, like in the early days of the first minute. But he was also in a challenge, right? He was in a challenge. Everybody got excited. His first moment on the site is $25. $25 for the Boucher. Now, the tricky thing about Boucher is like because he feels new, he feels young. He's actually like 28, I think. So he's not like it's not like we're getting in super low on Boucher, right? It's not like this is a new player to the league. He's here, like he's older, but he does look, man, he can shoot from the outside. He's going to pick up rebounds. He does a lot of blocks. Like I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Boucher. And for $25 for his first moment, I like it. And especially if the Raptors, let's talk about the Raptors for a second. And we've mentioned this before, but let's talk about it. The Raptors are, they still have Lowry, Van Fleet, Siakam, Boucher, OG Anunoby. They picked up Gary Trent Jr. They've got a lot of pieces. And I know Lowry's a free agent, but I don't know. Do you think Lowry resigns? Either way, if they just lose this year, right? They just like go into the tank. All of a sudden, they're going to get a top pick, and then it's like the quickest rebuild ever, right? Because they were screwed this year. They're playing in Tampa. They're down with Tampa Bay, Tommy, but they're playing down in Tampa. They're not at home. I don't know. I kind of like what Toronto's doing. I wish the Celtics would do that. You just come back, you're like rebuilt right away. Yeah, see, Spaceman is Boucher's 28. I know. I thought he was super young too. I thought he was super young. Anyways, the main point of this is I think we're going to see Boucher play 30 plus minutes the rest of the way out. And that was the biggest problem with him, is that Nurse was only playing him like 20 to 25 minutes. Now we're going to get 30 plus minutes. We're going to see some big Bouche numbers. So look out for Boucher. I don't know how this impacts the Top Shot market, to be honest. I think we're just going to see a lot of big stat lines, but we're not going to see him in the playoffs. I don't know. If he like really develops the rest of this year, and then we see like next year the Raptors come back, they're healthy, they're competing again. I don't know. Someone to keep an eye on. Dan Deef thinks he's going to go down a little bit more. You think so? You think his 12K moment? Yeah, maybe there's still a lot more that haven't been packed. Let Lowry walk and get DeRozan. I love that idea. They're like, all right, we got enough out of Lowry. Let's bring back the other guy. All right, here we go. That's enough of that game. I can't believe. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I watched that game last night over the Lakers Heat, which was on national television. TNT game. I was like, fuck no, I'm not watching that. 110-104. I mean, the real news from that game, there wasn't anything. I mean, Drummond went 15 and 12, but man, what a boring ass 15 and 12. Oh, okay. OG Ken, this is good news. This is why we like to do this. Boucher was $20 last night, so went up $5. See, the market's responding to that big ass number. All right, value. Yeah, we'll check that in a little bit. Actually, let's pull it up right now. Whatever. Let's do it right now. Right now. Whoops. Here we go. So what else do we got here? So we're looking at how much Boucher. Yeah, the Lakers Nets awful game on Sunday. I can't watch the Lakers right now. I can't watch them. Sorry, Dustin. I know Dustin's going to be upset, but 15 and 12 from Drummond. And then like the main thing from that Lakers game was Oladipo got hurt. And that's a problem. That's going to be a problem for them. They just can't score, but whatever. They playing that kind of defense. I mean, who cares, right? Who cares if they're playing that kind of defense? All right. Platinum Ice, baby. Platinum Ice. I think we want the 182. Yeah, there we go. So unique owners, 8,800. So it looks like 93% of them are owned. All right. So it's not where we shouldn't see like a big dip. We shouldn't see a big dip after that. So, all right. That's good to know. That's good to know. Satoshi says random, but what do you think about birthday year serial numbers? Will those be any good? Man, that's a great question. And I think we need to ask Dunbar that. That's G Dunn. He's the serial king. He's got a lot of thoughts on that. We were texting last night about a purchase we may or may not have made that we will announce on our next show, our next full show, which it will be sometime this weekend. But yeah, going back to this Nets game, I mean, the Lakers Heat game. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I have no idea. I have no idea how they kept that game close. Like that was just an ugly ass game. But with Oladipo hurt, man, that kind of hurts the Heat ceilings. We don't really know what that injury is going to look like yet. Long term, we don't know. So I don't know. We'll monitor it. We'll monitor it. All right, enough of that game though. Seriously, that game was so bad. I said it yesterday. I didn't want to talk about it. All right, Cavs OKC. Again, how is the Cavs OKC more exciting than the Heat Lakers? But here we are. It was. The only thing that I thought was exciting, not exciting. I mean, Colin Sexton 27, 3 and 4. Garland had over 20 points. But Kevin Love played more minutes than he typically does. So we're starting to see Kevin Love again. And I don't know. Kevin Love, it's not like he's going to do anything relevant until he leaves Cleveland. Kevin Love is somebody that I do think like when he retires, he gets a little boost. I could see him going to a contender as like a kind of what Blake's doing. Although I think he's better than Blake right now. If he can ever stay healthy, that's the thing. Like, is Kevin Love ever going to be able to be healthy and play 70 games this season? But his first moment's only $235. I don't know. That just feels cheap for Jesus. Thank you, Deep Thread. That just feels cheap for Kevin Love. I mean, Kevin Love was like an all-star, multi-all-star, you know? I don't know. I like Kevin Love. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with that one. But Smeeg says, I'm a fan of Darius Garland, but with 700 plus of a Series 1 not released, should I wait until they are released before buying the moment? Well-timed comment with Zach saying, I heard they are re-releasing Series 1. Yeah, it depends like how that's going to be re-released, you know? It feels like they're just going to go to auction or something like that. I hope not. If anybody in the chat had if they have any theories or have heard any information, throw that in there because I'm curious about that, considering how often I talk about Series 1, right? But yeah, that's true. Like if there's still a lot of Garland out there, what's the Garland's Series 1 price now? I know we looked at him yesterday because he was brought up yesterday. 211. But yeah, I don't know. Do we think, I mean, I guess maybe that goes down a little, but for Series 1, I don't know. But I'm very interested in how they're going to release those Series 1 stuff. All right, let's get to some more exciting games. Colin says, how about a Series 1 coming into a Series 2 base pack? Can they do that? If they can do that, like I remember there was like a legality as to why they couldn't put like a rares in a common pack. So maybe they can if it's Series 1, if it's a common. Tommy G says, I heard Osmo was buying up Kevin Love's. So he moved off of the Luka Cool Cats and now is focusing on Kevin Love. Kyle says Series 1 could be the next challenge reward since they're around 10K of them. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they can't because of loot box rules. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure if the Series 1 fell into that category, but that's good to know. I think they said they would not do that Series 1 into Series 2 pack. There we go. Look, guys, we're digging in right now and getting the information. So this is what we're all a bunch of sleuthers in here. Hey, another reminder, just smash that like button. We got to stay at 50%. So hit that like button on that stream. Let's get some people up in here. All right, let's talk about the Mavs Bucks. Giannis sat last night, so you can't like read too much into it. The Mavs won 116 to 101. I'm not like freaking out. Oh my god! Oh my god! I thought I shared the wrong thing. I was like, "What happened? Did you hear my Lakers talk? You like woke up?"
No, we'll have to get to that. But I was trying to surprise you.
It happened. It happened.
I was talking. Sorry, I'm jumping in to the stream.
Get in here.
I'm sorry, guys. This is what happened. I was texting with Greg early in the week. We had to get up early this week for some work stuff. So my body has just been like in a weird time zone. And I said, you know what? Hey, everyone. I said, I'm going to jump on and surprise the hell out of Mike midstream. I was like, should I tell him in advance? And he's like, right before he's about to go live, he's just like, what the hell? And I'm like, no. Right when he's live, let's get the reaction on camera. Yeah. And I was watching you do your thing, talk about it. I go, oh, he's on another screen. He's not seeing me. I'm going to have to just burst in.
I did. I came back and I was like, did I share a second screen? I'm like, oh, no, that's a person. And you can tell I insta-clicked out of it. Because I thought I shared
like,
something.
Get him out of here.
Well,
man.
Listen, Dustin, I mean, we just finished talking about Andre Drummond and the Lakers. So, I mean, what a good opportunity for you to
Great.
Spin on the Lakers.
Yeah, I'll get into that, but I did want to say part of the reason that I'm here, it is super early on the West Coast. So I got up at about 5:50 a.m., tried to make myself look decent, I guess, poured a cup of coffee to get a morning sip. But honestly, it also wanted to be a thank you to Mike for doing this every morning by himself.
Come on.
We just hit 2K subs. You guys are awesome. Mike is awesome for doing this every morning. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna be here with him for a day. This is not gonna be a regular thing. God, it is early. Look at this. It's still dark outside. Dude, you can see that.
I feel like we could guess what time it is based on how your voice sounds this morning. Woo. Like
still waking up. Got the coffee here. My eyes are puffy. We're getting there. We're gonna make it through together. But yeah,
it sounds early. It sounds early.
I'm getting there. I'm warming up.
Yeah. That's so funny. I was just talking about we just talked about like the Bucks and Mavs this morning because I feel like we got robbed of some good games last night. Like, no, I think that would have been such a much more fun game if Giannis played.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm like, well, Bobby Portis had 21 points and 14 rebounds.
We're like, how's that Wendell Carter Jr. box score hitting these days, right? You mentioned this yesterday. It was like we're in the dog days of the NBA. I talked about this earlier. I think that's why I think a bit of the market has dipped. No one cares about these games right now. Everyone is like, just get to the playoffs. Teams are going to start rounding out into form, and the NBA is really doing their best with email marketing saying, check out tonight's lineup on TNT. And it's like these two teams are playing. They're really trying to keep people, engaged. But I think so many people just want to get to the playoffs. I said this weeks ago. I think it was on the clown show that Dunbar and I did many moons ago, just us two. And I was like, stars were out. It was Embiid was out, Steph was out, LeBron is out. Like all of these guys are out. And it was past the All-Star game. Everyone just wants to get to the playoffs. They want to see everything like that happen. And I think it will pick up in a big way. But yeah, we're in the Andre Drummond, Dennis Schroeder era for our Laker fans. And it's like, all right, I guess we'll just keep holding on, I guess.
Especially if you're a team like that, where you're going to be in the playoffs, and it's just like, okay, like, and none of these games really matter at this time. And Seb brings up a good point too. Like, if you're doing season long NBA fantasy, and you just see like at like 6:30 Eastern every night, it's like, here are the 32 guys that are sitting today with with foot soreness or something like that. But I will say, and you might have seen this game because it was like your evening primetime game where it was late for me. But the Suns Clips game, they were like hitting each other.
That was a real game. I think there's still a little animosity between the two, between CP3 and that team, maybe, trying to prove I'm still that dude. But it was a game.
Yeah, it was. Did you that Beverly?
I can't stand Patrick Bev. That's instantly. If you remember, that's why I said I'm getting rid of the Pat Bev when I pulled it in a pack. I can't stand that guy. Even if he was on the Lakers, I'd be like, he's a jerk. I
know. I was surprised they tossed him. Like, I wonder if that like his history came into play, where they're like,
100%. Yeah, they're like, we know what you're doing, and then he's just standing in front of everyone while they're talking like that.
Yeah,
but the thing I was going to say on that real quick is like, that Kawhi dunk.
Oh my God.
Holy crap.
Oh my God.
He was pissed.
He had like 2 or 3 of them too, where I haven't seen him move that quickly in a while. Like he's like a plotter, right? Where he just kind of like slowly gets to his spot and then buckets like he's a robot. But last night he had like 2 or 3 moves where it was like, I don't know. It seemed like young Kawhi again, where he was like, we need to win this game.
I hope it reminded people that Kawhi is not a normal player. He is a very special and gifted NBA player, because when you see him do those things, and I think even he is like, all right, we got to get this going again. Let's turn it up.
Yeah, I really thought the Suns were going to go in there and win too, the way the Suns were playing. And I was like, I just don't trust. But Rondo's hitting open threes. And then Paul George, I think Paul George had like 30. I wrote this down somewhere. 33 points and 7 boards or 7 assists, one of the two. But
he's a good player. He's
a
good player. As much as I want to hate on him, but he's a good player. Like I appreciate his game. The same thing with Rondo. Obviously, he was great for my Lakers in the bubble, but he's what they needed. I had this argument with Bobby, who's a diehard Clippers fan. We had this in the summer. I was like, what moves do you think they need to make? And he was just like, I think he said maybe a big man or something. I can't remember. And I was like, you guys need a point guard.
Yeah,
that is what you guys need. You need just someone who will dish out dimes. And Rondo's going to do that for him. And he was so happy watching him yesterday. He was like, I know. This is exactly what we needed. He's like, moving the ball around and setting us up. Yeah, it was fun.
And they're just like at a point now too, like before, anytime their backup point guard came in, it was like you're holding your breath, right? It's like, well, let's see what Terrence Mann has, or maybe Reggie's hot today. And now there's at least some like consistency in there. So I feel like that does raise their ceiling quite a bit.
I agree.
But yeah, that game was fun. And DeAndre Ayton, we talk about him all the time, but like he's now, I think he had 18 and 10 last night, but he like looked like he belonged out there, which is something we hadn't seen in like a competitive Suns game in a while, where he was like 2 nights in a row now. He took it to Rudy and then he took it to the Clippers. Like he was keeping the Suns in it in the third quarter.
Yeah, he was someone that I've mentioned, like I think you and I have texted about him too, is like I will not give up on a young high draft pick after a few years. Like I'll give him 4 to 5 years to try and figure things out. If he was a top 5 pick, that's why people were hating on Lonzo. I'm like, you got to give him time. He'll get there. He has the potential. Ayton, I feel the same way. And I've looked at trying to get his moment because of that very reason, but it's a little different for big men. I will say that, like, especially in this current NBA, because he is like a giant center. He's not like I'm going to play stretch five. He's a big guy. So I don't know, but I like his game. I think he has potential. I wasn't too mad at when the Suns took him. Like, I know a lot of people hated on the pick, but I still think he has a lot of potential. Maybe I'm just rooting for the guy too much, but
no, I'm with you. We were talking about Chris Boucher earlier because he had like 39 and 18 last night or something stupid. But Chris Boucher and DeAndre Ayton are the opposite, where Chris Boucher is quietly 28 and he looks 22, and DeAndre Ayton looks like he's 38 and he's still so young.
He's super young. He's still figuring it out. He's still putting his body. I mean, it was 1 year at Arizona, I think, and like he's got to figure everything out.
Yeah, I want to share, Tommy, because maybe you've heard this. I hadn't heard this yet. You guys see the Bleacher Report article saying LeBron's going to number 6 and AD to 23? What? I hadn't heard that.
Can he do that now officially? I think he had to wait. They had to wait because they wanted a number switch. He was going to immediately do that, and then the season was starting, and I think Nike or whoever was like, you can't do that yet. But I know they wanted to. He wanted to change his number. Yeah, he was going to give 23 to AD. When he came over, and they couldn't do it because it was too late. Was that what that cryptic Instagram post was the other day by LeBron? I didn't even see it.
The picture of the two of them watching the game, and it was like, a thunderstorm is coming. Be ready for the storm.
for the jersey swap. I mean, anything. I'll take anything at this point.
So what does that do to? I mean, I guess like if you had a jersey match of LeBron and then he switches numbers, that doesn't it still was a jersey match at the time. So does that screw up anything? Does it make it more valuable? I don't know.
No, I don't think it does anything because his number in the moment is going to be the jersey match.
Yeah.
I think it sticks.
Wow. All right. The last thing I wanted to talk about for games last night. Let me pull up a little thing. Who gives a shit about the Pistons Kings game? But my man Beef Stew got the start because Plumlee was out.
So good news for you, bad news for Dunbar is what you're telling me.
Bad news for Dunbar. As the Plumlee stand of the group. But 16 and 13, and like Stewart, I don't want to say he's better than Plumlee, but I wouldn't be surprised if Plumlee gets moved. And I will say, looking at this moment right now, I've already lost $70 since buying it last week. But I think I bought a low cereal.
Yeah, I remember you saying I'm going to buy this moment right now. I was curious where it ended up. You got to stick with it.
Yeah.
If you believe in the guy and you think he's going to be good.
I'm pretty sure I spent a little extra to get under one. I think I got like an 800 serial number. I think it was like 225 or something like that.
Digit.
Yeah. Who knows if that matters, but it's like, it looks cool. But yeah, he looks really good. And then Killian Hayes, somebody joked earlier. They said he only turned it over twice last night. But he had like 11 points and 3 rebounds, a couple assists and a steal or whatever. So I don't know. For his first moment to only be 215. What was he? He was like the 6th overall pick or 7th, whatever. Yeah,
he was like in that weird range.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like, in the same way that you said that about Ayton. I like, he was injured, so I don't know if people were freaking out. But I think that's like a buy low opportunity.
You talked about another one too, was Okongwu, who I had mentioned, and I purchased him at that time. So he had dipped as far down to about 125, and I got him just a little bit over that. And he started to come back up, and I know he's been getting more minutes. This is the time where a lot of these guys, they just roll them out and say, let's see what they got. They haven't been getting minutes. They haven't been playing. Some people are out and injured, and they just let them roll. Yeah, 163. That's pretty good. He dipped as far as 120. He was over. He had to have been over 200 at some point. I can't remember what it was.
I think so. I think you're right. I mean, especially if the Hawks are like comfortable where they are in the playoff, and they're like, oh, let's give Capella a break. Let's give Collins a break. And I think Collins is going to be out for a little bit, so we probably will see more of him. Eric.
Yes. Still, it's very early, Eric. Still warming up the vocal tones.
Whoa. Deep Threat says he found a better nickname than Beef Stew. Hit me with it, Deep Threat. We need it. This is a reminder too, while we wait for this nickname to come in. If you guys haven't had an opportunity to like the stream, Dustin's here. This is exciting. Dustin's here. You gotta smash the like. Also, I know people are like, hey guys, you skipped over the Jazz like I do. But But Donovan Mitchell, I think, is like 80 points in the last 2 games.
Yeah, you know what I'm feeling good about? That I hung on to my gift moment. Donovan Mitchell, baby, starting to climb back up.
Yes. What he back to 95. I noticed that yesterday, I think, but I thought that was going to be down at like the 20s and 30s.
Yeah, I did too. Well, here's the thing. The reason why I'm happy, because I didn't buy any Mitchell. I really like him. Actually, I did buy his Seeing Stars, and that's went up. But I didn't snag his first moment or anything like that. But I'm like, I want to have some Mitchell in my collection. So I bought that Seeing Stars at like $32 when it was all dropping, because we talked about this. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's going to have some value down the line out of 10,000, and people were selling them for like 160, and now they're this low. You could have sold it for that and then bought 4 of them. So yeah, I scooped a bunch of those up.
It is crazy to see how low. Wow, and the LeBron is down at 885 now too, so sub 1,000.
Yeah, I scooped up the Julius, the Sabonis for 29. I'm like, the hate continues, but I'm gonna grab it. The Kawhi was one that I was looking at too, because it's a pretty sweet play. It's like a filthy bang. But there's even the Giannis I was looking at, just to get a little like Giannis insert.
I mean, there's so many that are sub 100. Like, I mean, even the Luka being sub 200. All right, here's the Kawhi.
Yeah, it's a Kawhi play. It dipped down to 50. 51 was, I think, the lowest I saw for a while. But he just kind of manhandles RJ Barrett, like, get off me, Rook, like.
And that's an example of what we're talking, right? I feel like Kawhi, it can just like at any given point just get to where he wants to get. That's what made last night's dunk look so different, because that was like explosive.
This one also has a car in the background for us keeping score at home. Any cars in the background, we're into those moments.
The cars matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we were talking about. That was Seeing Stars, right? Where I was out on the idea of trying to collect all of them. But then when you think about if they're going to do it every single year, and you are getting just the player at that cereal for that price, it does feel like it's now gone the other way.
Yeah, you got to go in maybe not thinking, all right, I'm scooping all these up because retirement money, baby. Here we go.
Right.
It's not that, but I think there'll be a bump over time with some of these guys. So I picked up a few because I like the players. I bought the Mitchell. I bought a handful of them, and they were all like $30 to $40.
I think, at that point, I'm back in. I'm back in on it when you're getting those kind of guys for
good value.
Yeah,
good value to add to your collection for like a cool insert. Maybe you only have a few packs opened and it was all commons. You can scoop up something kind of cool like that, and you're getting an all-star for cheap. And
I think, man, this Conley has actually gone back up. So for it to be in the 170s, because I think the last couple times I've checked, it's been in the 140s. So that's good news for those Conley guys.
I think it might stay up there and even maybe go up slightly once the playoffs hit and people are seeing him a little bit more, reminding that he's a good player. Like, look, it's not going to set the world on fire, but I think it's going to hold a little bit.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about this. I were the first one to bring this up, but We the People's comment, people are sleeping on these no fan moments. You have to think down the road, this will be a pivotal time in history.
I've said it a million times, and this is there was another moment I wanted to bring up. You were going through some moments on the morning show. I can't remember what it was, but it's bubble footage I've talked about a million times. Like, yeah, the no fans thing, I think 5-10 years down the line we're going to look back and be like, that's crazy that was a time. There's going to maybe even be new collectors in 10 years that weren't in on this. And then younger kids coming into the game and then seeing it and be like, man, you have moments when there was no one in the crowd. Like, yeah, it's crazy. And I think the bubble footage was such a special year. So I've snatched up a few of those moments just because they are bubble footage. I've got the Luka 3 that we talked, the green double bang, the Kawhi block. I've got the MPJ dunk on where he just like baptizes Montrezl Harrell. I've got a few of those that are just bubble footage because I think it's awesome. I think it's going to be something that we're going to remember.
I think so too. I think you're right. That Kawhi, I noticed that Kawhi dunk or the block the other day. I want to see I was actually surprised this was at the price that it was at. I thought this was going to be a little bit more expensive.
It is dirt cheap, and it's Series 1. It's Kawhi Leonard, I remember this play, but I will not forget it. And it's bubble footage playoffs. Nuggets upset the Clippers. Like, it was a big deal, and it's a pretty low cereal for a superstar Series 1.
Yeah, I think the only mistake they made was not giving us that slow-mo replay. Like, I would have loved just to see the finger get like bent back a little bit.
Yep, agree.
Someone, I lost it. I wanted to get Billy's comment up here. Just because I think that's kind of a fun conversation. So if you have 204 seeing stars, so you want to get a seeing star,
Okay.
do you think, would you try to scoop up like 4 or 5 moments for this, or would you just go, I think like the Luka's 180 or the Zion's like 145?
I probably would. Here's my thought. If the seeing stars over time don't really have value and you dumped it into one player, you're kind of like, all right, well, I've got one. But if you're able to snatch up like 5 of them, at least you have like a bunch of cool things in your collection. Or look at it and say, who's a player that I really want? Like, do you want to own, like an AD moment? Do you want to own like a Mitchell who we talked about is just cooking right now like crazy? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Let's take a look.
At which one? Just at the seeing stars.
Let's scroll through them.
Yeah, so here, we'll start at the top. I mean, like it is interesting. Like, so you're saying for 200, you could get a Dame, Booker, and a Giannis, like have all of those, or even like a Zion and a Dame.
Yep. I would even lean that probably, honestly, like Zion and Dame. That's pretty nice to just have those two for 200.
Yeah, I like that.
Like here's what I wouldn't do. Like no disrespect, a little disrespect, but I wouldn't pick up the Vooch. I scooped up the Bradley Beal. That was at like 29 or 31 when I got it. I wouldn't pick up a Gobert.
No,
I'd pick up guys that you are probably confident will be back in an All-Star game or at least have a shot. Like I don't know that I would grab Gobert. Might be back just because of what he does. I just don't think I would pick him up. But like Tatum,
Tatum.
Went back up.
I know I don't like Paul George, but $38 for Paul George.
I almost pulled the trigger on that one just because of that reason. I was like, I don't really like the guy, but that's pretty cheap, and the dude can ball. It's a nice play too. It's another dunk that he comes through with authority. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. But you can get a Harden if you want. You can get a Steph and Dame if you want.
Steph and Dame is pretty nice. Also, like again, I'm a homer. Although I kind of hate the Celtics right now, but Jaylen Brown's somebody who's gotten better every single year and like adds a new tool every time. And for him to be as young as he is, this is $37. This is his first All-Star appearance. And if you think he's going to continue to grow, I mean,
maybe he gets traded. Maybe some of these guys get traded. They break up. I mean, I don't know.
Don't say that about Jaylen Brown though. Come on. We can say that about some
Tatum. Maybe, I don't know. Well, here's the other thing too. You can maybe get that Kawhi and Steph. Like you can mix it up with some big stars, or there's Levine is pretty low too. If you scroll down a little bit.
Oh yeah, Levine is only 40, and man, Levine's really turning it on too.
Yeah,
but one of the things I like doing about this, or doing with this, when you can see it all like this, is how Top Shot values or undervalues certain players. Like this is like all of the best players in the league, and you can see there's just like crazy jumps between. Like even, I mean, Kyrie is so nice, right? Kyrie's so nice, but for him to be almost $20 more than Embiid and Kawhi, like Chris Paul being sub 50. So it's
the Luka hype, obviously. Yeah. I've said it I love Luka, but that hype, that's pretty real right there. 180. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. K-Slay says Jaylen is a future perennial All-Star. $40.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I thought about. The same about Mitchell. That guy's going to make an All-Star game.
Yeah, poor Giannis. I feel like the entire series 2 is just him getting banged on.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna be mad at that. Giannis, I have a love-hate relationship with Giannis.
He really is like one of the more likable NBA players, but for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's just a Milwaukee hate.
I don't know. It's a multitude of things we can get into another show, but I can break down my love-hate relationship with him.
I think my favorite part of the stream so far is seeing it the sun slowly rise in your back. Like I think we're getting some light out of the window now.
Look at that.
So we know it's getting earlier on.
A little bit.
On the West Coast. All right, we hadn't looked at the seeing stars in a while though, so I was excited to come back and scroll.
Oh, also that reminds me, I was going to do this for Dunbar.
For Dunbar,
yeah.
Now I can't exactly say what the purchase was because I want to save this for when Dunbar's here. But Dustin, are you aware of a purchase that may have happened last night?
By you?
But
combo
by Greg, but I think I got in to help.
Was there a big situation that happened?
I think nothing too crazy, but it's going to be we'll tease that for our next full show, and I will tell you offline. But and
it's exciting,
and we'll be surprised to know that Dunbar was the one that started the conversation. So
all right.
I'm excited to
Well, you know why? I'm okay. I don't know if this is it, but I've talked about him, and I'm like, I feel like a big swing is coming up. And we've looked at a couple of moments, and I sent him one that I might be taking a big swing on, but we'll see.
All right. I'm excited about that. It's also like the time to just check in on Nikola Jokic and see what his prices are, because
are people respecting the Joker?
I wanted to see. So his base series 1 moment, this is what's been so cool to see as the market is like slowly, I mean, it dipped and now it's like flattening out a little bit, is to see which moments have been holding. And this one keeps like flirting between 13 and 1600.
It still feels undervalued.
I know.
It still feels undervalued. It's series 1. Look how many, it's out of 1400.
I know. And his metallic gold is still, this is the other thing that's crazy. Like, I feel like there's usually, especially with stars, there's huge jumps between their series 1 and their MGLE. And for this to only be like, I can't do the math, but I can't do it.
We need Dunbar for that.
Yeah,
he's really good with math quickly.
But it feels like this should be closer to 6 or 7K if they're the 1 out of 1400 is 15.
It's the big man disrespect on Top Shot that we see consistently, but I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe he's on the West Coast. People don't watch the late night games of Jokic as much to remember and remind themselves of how good and amazing he is as a player. I don't know.
And I think I heard this on the Zach Lowe podcast, but they were just talking about how weak Denver's schedule is the rest of the way out. And they were just going to win games. They're just going to win a ton of games. And then all of a sudden, they really, just because of how bad their schedule is, they're going to slide into the 3 seed. I think. I really do think so.
I want to share a comment real quick.
Yeah.
This is Dunstan, close, but we'll take it. What's your take on B-Day cereal? So this is a Dunbar special. So Greg on our show has talked about this a little bit on episodes in the past. You can check him out. But he thinks that's a cool idea. He picked up a few trying to search for their actual birthday cereal. I think it's kind of fun. And we've had a special correspondent Merce on the show, and his wife picked up a cereal because it was it his birth year, I think.
I think so, yeah.
So it was a birthday gift that she bought one and gifted to him, and it was the serial number was his birthday. So people are going to look at different things. It's an interesting thing. I think if you can get the player's birthday, they'll be the ones to look for that themselves, and they'll see that you have it, and maybe.
Yeah. I think that's one of those, right? If you scoop that now, you're just like, try to forget about it. Yeah. Don't be like, oh, this is definitely going to have more value. That's one of those like nice surprises if it happens. This is a fun one. I like talking about like questions like this because I think there's so much hype around somebody like Anthony Edwards and rookies just in general, right? So the idea of getting a 35K rookie, so it's not his first moment.
89 or something. Oh, he's at 69 now. It's dipped a tiny bit.
Yeah. So
I would sell.
Yeah.
I would sell it. Like I would sell it. It's well, actually, can we go on eval? Can you click and see how many are still being, or click on the thing and you're already there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right,
because the point I'm trying to make is like when you can see how many are still to come in packs, you can see like, okay, there's like 25,000. Okay. 19,000 still to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd sell like people. There's 14,000 out there. So 400 still in packs, but 13K out there. People are putting it out. When another 19 get dumped into the market, maybe that moment drops because it becomes so many available.
Yeah, and I guess probably, again, not financial advice, but probably the time to do this is now, right? With the pre-order packs right around the corner. So you're assuming a bunch more of those are going to come out. And DeJounte Murray is someone I used to talk about a lot more than I have recently.
The problem with this moment is, for me as the moment guy, I can't stand that this is his first moment.
Yeah,
the actual play. I'm just like,
I know the play itself is like, it's so dumb.
I just wish it was a cooler play. He's got so many other cool moments that have happened. I'm just, this is the moment, guys. Respect DeJounte Murray, because
I get that like it. In the moment of the game, they're like, oh, sick and one for Murray. But like watching that replay over and over again, it's like, okay, that's like something that you see in like at the Y. That's a YMCA ball.
It doesn't do it for me. Or it's just my natural game that I play. That's how I perfected that move.
Yeah, if I can do that, it shouldn't be on Top Shot. Like I shouldn't be able to recreate.
Let's click on that Fultz because I have this one. By comparison, this is his moment.
Oh yeah. That's only 102 as well. Yeah.
I
So
bought that for $20
really
months ago. $20 I bought that for. It was up to about 170, and obviously the dip and everything, but $20.
wow. Yeah. I think, yeah, man, you can flip the Edwards for just say 80, right? So a little bit lower than the lowest ask right now, and then another $22 to get Mark. Yeah. I mean, I think just in general, series 1 over 35K. And I don't know. I mean, I know Anthony Edwards is good and better than I anticipated, but
I think also what we're both saying is that you'll probably be able to pick up that Edwards at a much cheaper price if you just wait, like even to the off season, if you really want to get him back in your collection, which I would too. I'd be like, I still want to have that. It's a cool moment. You could probably get it for half, maybe not financial advice, but maybe for half in the off season once all of them are out there.
Especially the 35K one. Like if this was if his first moment or Rising Stars big dunk, like totally I get it. But yeah.
Can we see where that big dunk is, that reward?
Yeah. I just want to throw the Big Mike says the Jokic MGLE should be 7,500 based on mint math, which I just like as a phrase, mint math.
Yeah. Thank you for doing the math. Shout out to Reddit. They did the math. Anyone gets that?
All right, so this is at 20. This is actually held, right? I think when it first came out, it was at 3,500, and then it's been around the 27 to 3K range.
Here's my guess, because the moment matters.
Yeah.
If this were not that play, people would probably, maybe not. It's 1,000, right? It's not that crazy of a limited run, but I think because of it's that moment, it's holding a little bit stronger than maybe some other things that have just dipped instantly.
See, this talking about the Zion, obviously right when I got it. And someone in the chat, I think after the video was posted, was like, yeah, but the Edwards moment is just so much nicer. Like that dunk is so much more emphatic. It's like a bigger whatever. And so that there's 200 more of it. And the lowest ask is what, $1,500 more dollars?
Yeah.
And I think because it's his rookie season and because it's the dunk.
Getting a badge bump, I think. Yeah.
Right. But do you think, like long term, if you're comparing the two, and like Zion, like with Zion's ceiling versus Edwards' ceiling, I don't, for some reason, and maybe it's just because I like Zion way more than I like Anthony.
No,
Edwards,
I think they could flip flop. I think that's where you're going, right? Like I do think they could flip flop because if Zion truly becomes the all-star every year, like Steph, like Giannis, all of those guys, right? I think those I think they flip flop and they start to go up in the way that Luka, every single moment of his is expensive just because of it's Luka, and that's so limited. I do think that will go up. Edwards is very nice player, but you've said this before. He's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Living with his box score, watching him. He's young. Maybe he will become an absolute stud, or maybe he will just have be a super exciting player, but not quite an all-star. I don't know. We don't know. It's still too early to tell. I'm rooting for him, but I could see it because Zion is he has made sports boom in a way for the future generation. He and Ja sparked the cardboard card revival. They really did. It was those two guys. Everyone was chasing those. So I think he's bringing that kind of impact. And I think if he continues to be all-star every year and just playing the way he does, I think you're set with that one. You'll be fine.
Yeah, because someone had asked me too, like, what are you going to list that number 48 Rising Star Award at? And I'm like, I'm holding that for a long time. I'm not.
Yeah, there's no point in getting rid of that right now.
No way. No. Let me just share the chat to give credit to the comment. Also, Dustin, if at any point you need to like get ready for your day or leave, feel free. I don't want to.
Good.
All right.
I'm good.
Kakard said it's just so nice to have somebody on here to talk to. This is really nice. All right.
It's all for you, my friend. All for you. You did it through a hangover. You did it through a late night. Yes. I got to come on here and support my boy. Just getting after it early. So.
I normally don't go back and watch any of these because I just like the self-loathing that would happen watching myself back for an hour. But yesterday I did go back and look at the moment where you can see like the caffeine hit and that the
I actually did watch. I heard you're like, all right, we got 15 more minutes, guys. I'm feeling good. I was like, oh. He's in the zone now.
We're feeling good. Yeah. I treated yesterday like it was a Saturday. I went and got a bacon, egg, and cheese afterwards. Like,
nice. Yeah, there you go.
But anyways, let's talk about Halliburton a little bit.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's going to be so fun, but I don't think we're going to truly see him. Like, I don't know if the prices are going to reflect that for a few years. I feel like he's not as shiny as Anthony Edwards or as LaMelo Ball, and he does a lot of like winning play things versus stat play things.
The thing that he does have is that he is on Top Shot, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So that helps. We think he's a stud. Here's the thing that I think hurts. He plays for the Kings.
Yeah.
He plays for the Kings. I mean, no disrespect, but a little disrespect.
A lot.
Right? It's a bit of a bummer. I think they're not getting national TV games. Same thing that's happened to De'Aaron Fox. Criminally undervalued.
Yeah.
Plays for the Kings. So
it's tough too. And like the Kings, like organizationally, do some dumb things like pick up another guard where like they already have too many guards and they're like, oh, we need to make sure we're getting DeLon Wright 30 minutes a game. So no, you don't. You don't have to do that. That's not a helpful thing. Because I watched a little bit of that game because I wanted to watch Beef Stew get after it once I saw he was starting. And it's just like, man, they just need to start him. They need to start. I think they just go super slow, super small, make Harrison Barnes play the 4, Buddy play the 3. You're going to get toasted on defense no matter who you throw out there. If you're the Kings, just let Halliburton start with them.
Just give him the minutes. If this guy is your future, then let him play. Let him run.
I do like him. I do like him long term.
I do too. Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's got a lot of potential. And maybe he becomes the guy that breaks out. But we've seen it with De'Aaron Fox. He's been phenomenal.
He's been awesome.
I don't know. No one's giving him any attention because he's plays for the Kings.
I know he had like a ho-hum night last night, and I think it was 23, 9, and 7. Like that's how consistent he's been lately. Where he's just always stuff in the stat box. But you're right. Like
first moment.
Yeah, his first moment. I feel like that was at 700 recently too, so I feel like that's been coming down. So I don't know. I just
at a 1358, like that's pretty low amount. Look at a second moment at a 1500. That's a nice play too. I remember that block.
Oh wait, not this one. This is the wrong one, right?
That's bubble footage though. It's pretty nice.
It is bubble footage. I saw it too. I meant to share Sawyer's comment earlier. So Sawyer, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pull it up there because I don't know how far back it was. But he was like, actually, right now, fan moments are a little bit more unique, which I do think is like true. But if we're thinking long term, right, like 10 years from now,
it's. I think the way you can look at it is it's weird to us seeing fans in the crowd because it doesn't happen. But when that's back to normal, us seeing moments where there's 0 people in the crowd and cars in the background is going to be like, holy shit. Remember when that's what the NBA was?
Totally. Jay Miner with a good point on the Anthony Edwards thing too. Zion has so many more moments though. Plus he has the rookie first moment block, which is 2x the AE dunk.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Edwards. I mean, we have to see how many moments he starts getting, but I've looked it up. Zion has a shitload of moments.
He really does.
He's got a ton.
I mean, and that's like, if you're Top Shot and you're new and you're trying to get people, involved. Oh my God, what am I doing? You're trying to get people involved. You throw a bunch of Zion moments up there because he's so exciting.
Problem is it's expensive, but
it is very expensive.
34 ain't not too bad.
Yeah, if you're getting a series too.
If you're a new to the site and you're like, I think this is what they want. They want people to have their favorite players be affordable. So if they came in new, they don't care about trying to get an MGLE. They're like, oh, I want to get my favorite player Zion. They can get it.
I will say, if you're not trying to spend like buckets of money, but you do want a Zion, this 7,500 for 150 feels like that's pretty good value for Series 2, like a more limited edition version of it.
I'm on board with the 7,500 Series 2. I think those are undervalued. I completely agree.
Yeah, all across the board. I keep thinking of that Durant one that I know. Did you end up snagging that?
I ended up snagging it for way more than it is currently, but long-term hold, baby, team hold.
That's right, and it was only his first game back.
Yeah, this one we should bring up now that he's playing. I think it's going to start to go up. Oh, it went down since 2 days since his game back. It went down.
Wow.
First game back, and maybe people aren't realizing this moment, and it says it in the description. It's his first game back from injury. We'll read it. KD in his first official game since rupturing his Achilles in Game 5 of the Finals. Durant squares up, hits a deep 3 for his first bucket of the night against the Warriors. So his first bucket of the night, first bucket of as a net, first game as a net, back from injury at a 7,500 edition size. Yeah. This moment was more out. It was 1,600. At the peak of it, and now you can get it for this price. And once they're in the playoffs, I think this is going to go up. It's It's not out of 35,000. It's 7,500. I keep saying the moment matters. This is his first game back. I think it's a cool thing. So
yeah, I love that. I love this moment. And I was lucky enough to pack this, so I've been excited about this moment for a long time. But just the idea and I know it won't get a special badge for it, but the idea that it's its first bucket with the Nets, I really like.
I'm gonna share this moment real quick before we jump out of that one. Stop and Pop says 7.5K is so boring though. Wait till we're 5 years down the road. We don't know what those cereals are going to look like, right?
Yeah.
People probably thought that when it was it went to 7,500 and it was out of, typically out of 4,000, they didn't want to do it. And now we have 35,000. If that goes even higher, 7,500 is not that crazy for a superstar in a moment like that. Do what you want. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but I think it's still pretty cool.
And I just mean, like, when I was looking at those Zion moments, you can spend $34 on a 35K moment or whatever it was. You can spend $100 on a 15K moment or 50. Like, if you're going to spend 100, my brain is like, I'm going to spend 150 more for one that's half of the cereal, like for 7,500. That's not. I mean, if I'm comparing 7,500 to Series 1, of course I want Series 1, but like thinking about how we're spending our money is kind of where that comes into play.
Yep, smart.
I want to get to Noah's best deal under 500, but Noah also said Kings are paying their players' salary in Bitcoin now, so that is, maybe Kings to the moon.
Are they really doing that?
I think they have the opportunity to do that if they would like to. That's hilarious. It's classic Kings, which actually that might be the first forward thinking thing the Kings have done in a long time. Also, as we I'm going to pull up this right now because we haven't done one of these in a while, like best buy under 500. If you haven't had a chance to like the stream, please go do that. Go give us a like. You can see in our show notes, I'm finally evolving in my show notes. So you can follow us on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord. I listed some upcoming shows, all the fun stuff. All right, best deal under 500. Let's see. Nick Collison, run it back.
Wow. Throwback. Who's buying that? If you got that as your run it back in your pack, how are you feeling, Mike?
I have a soft spot because that was like one of my first favorite college teams was Nick Collison and Kirk Heinrich. But no, I think out of all the run it backs, I'm not pumped.
Would you rather have the Steve Nash Lakers moment versus that?
Oh God. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, honestly, I'd probably rather have the Nick Collison because he's kind of a staple for that team, right?
Yeah,
like he was.
And I think somebody said, he's technically the first Thunder number retired, right? I remember having a conversation about that.
Because he was Sonics the whole time, and then he never left.
Right. I don't know. Any of these stick out to you?
No, I mean, I don't know how I feel about like the tip-offs and So Freshes, but
I know
nothing's really hitting for me that I'm like, ooh.
I mean, I get if you believe in Fred VanVleet.
No, we keep going.
I'd like that it's out of 1,000. Yeah,
that's fair. But he hasn't made an all-star team yet. That's what I'll say. And that shouldn't be the end-all be-all. But like, if I'm going to spend that money, I want someone who's an all-star.
Yeah, this is a kind of a weird range, huh? Like, I don't really love a lot.
Finally getting to someone. Oh, it's not even his first moment. I was going to say Deep Book.
That's what I was going to say too. KCP Metallic Gold Series 1, Dustin?
That's what I'm talking about, where I'm out on those. Like, I'm not spending my money there. Wiseman.
I think that's the first one that sticks out to me. And Wiseman's one of those. If you had asked me at the beginning of the year, I'm like, Wiseman's got a pretty safe floor and a super high ceiling. And now I'm at the point where like Wiseman's floor is a little bit lower than I thought it was going to be because he seems like he's, working some stuff out upstairs. And I still think he's got a super high ceiling, but
yeah. Mike, did you see this moment right here?
Oh my God. What is happening here?
It's so early.
I guarantee you this is 100% what happened. Greg wasn't planning on coming on this morning. But then he checked YouTube, the first thing he saw Dustin was on here, and then FOMO just like attacked.
I had 95 DMs, people telling me that I was missing a show.
Just Twitter blowing up.
Jumped out of bed in a cold sweat. Yes.
Wow. The only thing we're missing now is a Wesley cameo. That's the only thing.
It's funny. I told him I was going to do this, and he's like, I'm going to get up and do coming out. And I was like, no, it's too early. He's like, no, I'm dedicated to this, Daddy. I'm going to do it. I'm like, all right, if you want to do it, that's on you. Yeah.
This is the morning show, right?
I I hate it already.
Yeah, but Greg didn't even set up his mic today. He's just like, I'm going headphones only, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm not even taking the time.
Do you guys have an early meeting, or is this like, are we just committing to coming on today?
This is the new thing. We're going to join you every morning.
Yeah.
Got the Dunbar double bang on this one. Nice.
Yeah. Savant says, wasn't expecting the clown show this morning.
It is definitely that.
Dunbar didn't want to be the guy in the group project who does nothing and gets 100.
Exactly. That's why I showed up with 5 minutes left.
So, Dunbar, I did tease something that might have happened last night, and I got to be honest, I had to check Top Shot to see if it was still there, to see if it actually happened. Now, is this something that you want to unveil now, or should we wait?
No, I think we do it, and also you have to remind me how to upload a video here because.
Oh yeah. So if you go to brand, if you go to the brand tab and then scroll down all the way down to the bottom under, oh no, not background. I'm sorry. Under video clips. Yeah. So okay, Joe Boyle says too much action, still trying to wake up here.
Yes. Tell me about it, Joe.
I'm going to say this is also because it's a Friday, and thank God it's a Friday. So we can kind of check out at some point.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
I love, so as Greg does this,
we should answer the question. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
We kind of crapped out on these 500s. I do that. Wiseman's the first one that sticks out, though.
Yeah, I agree.
If you believe in Jordan McLaughlin, I don't know.
Hassan Whiteside, that's the one.
Oh God.
Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, Bam Adebayo is his first moment. Actually, this is it. I think it's either Bam or Wiseman.
Here, if you want an MGLE, and you want right there, I was going to say, if you want to take a shot, I don't know, I would do it, the Bagley, but I was going to say, you can get something rare to your collection on someone who's there. I don't know. Again, it's Kings, and who the hell knows with Bagley, but
I have number 28 of that MGLE, and I so badly want Marvin Bagley to be good at basketball.
I'm rooting for him too. I'm shouldn't be. I have no reason to be, but I'm rooting for him. I don't know. I think because people are just hating on him, but I'm rooting for him. Maybe he's a guy that I think maybe goes somewhere and has a more successful career.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think so too. Someone you bet on his second or third team.
Yeah, but maybe Bam, right? He's undervalued.
Mr. Cash King says 5 Jalen moments, 5 Jalen Smith moments.
I guess, I guess we didn't think about that, about grabbing multiple ones.
Tobias Harris' first moment is one of those. I'm usually like, I'm buying and holding, but I wouldn't hate the idea of scooping a Tobias Harris right now and then in late May flipping it.
Yeah, playoffs, getting off of it.
Yeah, because I could see him having a playoff moment.
Right.
Joe Boyle's doing the Lord's work right now. We're only a few likes away from 50-50. So get out there. Get out there like that.
You know what? We're going to go with what Mike's been pushing. We're going to go 60% instead of halfway because you got all three of us up.
Yeah.
Still drinking my coffee. So let's get to 60% likes. Come on.
I haven't even made coffee yet.
Here we go. You're right. We were like in the whale territory a little bit, but you're right. We need to go back to where we belong. And that is, and
let's do 110 because then you might be like, let me.
Yeah,
it's right there. It's within range.
110, yeah. And we'll do descending. All right, Jarrell Brantley, all the badges.
Get it.
DeMar DeRozan series, I don't know.
It's not his first moment.
Yeah.
LaMarcus.
I
mean, that's the one, right? That's the one.
I don't know.
He's cooking for you.
You guys, this is how I opened the show today, was shouting out Patrick Cantlay for having a LaMarcus Aldridge-esque round 1 of the Masters, was going 7 over. This will be the moment that I buy if he has a meaningful play.
Yeah, I've heard.
Honestly, Zion 15,000 sticks out.
I mean, I think it's good if you want a Zion, but if I'm going to do it, I might just get someone who can get me some badges and I could maybe take a shot on.
Yeah. Mo Bamba Series 1. I mean, I guess I'd pay attention to this one. I don't know if I fully believe in Mo Bamba, but he's going to play a ton of minutes now.
I could see that dropping come summer.
That's true. Wow.
That's the one I would get. Oladipo. I've been looking at that one. That's the one I'd probably get.
Wow. 105.
Hopefully he didn't get injured, but
I'm hoping it wasn't serious. Wow.
I'd probably do Oladipo.
You know what's nuts? I mean, so Oladipo's first moment on the site is $3 more than Markelle Fultz and Seth Curry's first moment on the site.
The Seth Curry surprises me quite a bit, being that I thought that would be at like 70, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's pretty surprising. John Morant out of 7,500, if that's somebody you want. Jared Allen's first moment out of 4K, that sticks out too. Yeah,
Jarrett Culver, if you believe in him, 99, you get multiple badges. That's not bad.
Yeah, Culver's another one, man. I wish he'd get to another team.
Yeah, and he might.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those are the ones. Those are the ones that stick out the most. Devontae Graham's first moment, I don't hate that. This is because the serial's a lot lower. I was like, how's his first moment? Yeah. Boban.
I'd probably go Oladipo.
Yeah, I think Oladipo too. Oladipo as well.
Oh man, that Jalen's down to 92.
Yeah, I still like the Jalen though. I still like that moment.
Pulled that from a pack back in the day.
Yeah.
Before I knew what a rookie whatever was.
All right, Greg. It looks like you put that up there. Do you? Is there any introduction, or do we just?
I think we got an email last night from a kind rock and or roll viewer of the morning show. Yeah, yes, I saw that comment. And I agree. I guess the real question is: have you gotten to the PJ Washington segment of the?
No, we haven't. We haven't checked in on PJ.
But before you do that, we got an email last night from Rock and Roll. He is the kind gentleman that composed the morning show theme that plays at the beginning of the show. Not only did he send an updated version of that, he sent a little PJ Washington track to hype Mike's inevitable PJ Washington segment of the morning show. And so I just threw together a little intro video just to really help round out the package, just like you see on any other morning show. So without further ado,
wow,
for entering the PJ Washington.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
Holy crap.
Take it away.
Well, Greg, do you want to? That was incredible. First of all,
watch.
That was incredible. It feels that feels like there's a not safe for work tag that needs to be on that.
That is intense. That is intense for 7 a.m. on the West Coast.
Full credit goes to Rock and Roll. That music track comes out of nowhere with an email last night. Full credit goes to Rock and Roll.
Amazing.
Well done.
It was so good.
Greg, I almost feel like you need to pull up your share screen of moments currently that you have. I think
so. Yeah. So the backstory is I was screen recording to make some video. I didn't know what it was going to be. I was screen recording and I went to PJ Washington rookie debut, and the lowest ask was serial number 69. And I was
the lowest ask.
The lowest ask. And I texted Mike and I was like, this is crazy, right? The lowest ask of any moment being 69 seems insane.
Yeah.
And so we may have made a purchase last night.
So you've quadrupled down on the PJ Washington, is what you're telling me.
I just want to say my favorite part of my friendship with Greg is I feel like anytime Greg is at the point where he might make a mistake or do something risky, I'm not someone that will talk him down, but I'm like, hey, I'll go in halvesies if you want. And so that's how we got a hollow pack. That's how we now have number 69 of PJ Washington.
Listen, it's only fitting. It's for the content. It's for the show. Who knows?
I love it. I would have done the purchase.
Rookie debut, though. Rookie debut, Series 1.
Yeah.
Rookie debut. Rare moment.
All worth it. All worth it.
Yeah, and I think part of me felt like I needed to go in halvesies on it because I think I own 202 of the 250 rookie debut, and if someone's gonna have the lower one and it's gonna be 69, like I gotta at least have a piece of that, you know?
Yeah, I like that idea. That's great.
Well, we've lost $2 so far, but it's all right.
Long-term hold.
Yeah.
Liam makes a great point. Now we have to go find number 69 Bacon.
That was my hot take to Mike last night. I was like, if Top Shot becomes what we all think it's going to become, there's bound to be like a whale vault of just shit posting like meme guys who want to own every 69 and are going to pay So much money.
I agree. I can 100% see that. Their entire collection is only number 69. I'm trying to look it up to see if that's even available.
A deep threat, not financial advice, is an understatement moving forward.
Yeah, if that doesn't tell you right there, this is not financial advice. I don't know what will.
Every deal is a good deal when you're doing the 69. This is coming from Tampa Bay Tommy, who had or still has the number 69 LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, I'm looking at Dwayne Bacon update. 69 is available for $269. So just a little over the lowest ask, but
that might be a Top Shot takes purchase. If we might have to own that as a trio.
Yeah, it would make sense for us to have it.
Yeah. Wow, that's too funny. Greg, A+ work, both financially and editing wise.
Well, yeah, questionable financially, but the video definitely.
The video was hitting.
7 a.m.
That's going to have to get fired out on the Twitter account. Top Shot Takes. If you want to rewatch it, you'll have to check it out on there.
But shout out to Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
Who made that what it is. I just threw a couple images on there.
Rock and Roll giving us PJ content, giving us the Maui vibes in the morning. Talib, I don't know if you guys have read up too much on the whole Vegas Dave situation. Talib Kweli put a comment in there. Can someone talk about it? Very concerning.
I read through the article, but shout out Talib Kweli and Black Star, one of the best groups ever. If I'm hoping it's actually him, that would be amazing. It's not him, but I don't know. I know that I'm sure Top Shot is aware of it, which is probably the best thing. And we saw what the gifting requirements are going to be, which I think would eliminate a lot of it. But essentially, it was one account that was it was multiple accounts that were trying to grab stuff, and then they were gifting it to one account that was then funneling it. I was talking to Greg about this. I don't know if it's actually his account. Who knows? Maybe it's someone just trying to be funny. But if you look at that account, it didn't have like moments that were 10 grand or 5 grand. It was a lot of like kind of average priced ones, and maybe it was just trying to stay under the radar. Yeah. But the thing I will say is that Top Shot cares about this stuff deeply, and I think they're working to eliminate all of that kind of stuff. They care about the collector, and I do think that they're going to try and cut out all that kind of nonsense. Yeah,
I do think, right? Like it short term, super problematic, right? That's a little, with this being so new, seeing all of that stuff is a little terrifying, right? But like long term, again, all of this stuff is on the blockchain. So like it's long term, I feel like you can't get away with it anyways.
They're going to find it. And it's also like it was new. It was a little bit of the Wild West. So, they launched it with the best intentions, and then people saw an opportunity, and I think that's what happened. But I think they're squashing all that stuff.
Yeah, and I know Big May said Live Token came up with a feature too that pretty much shows them now too.
I haven't seen that. That sounds amazing.
Greg, you'll be happy to know I opened my window for you earlier in the show, and then I closed it for you as a little shout out. Yeah.
Someone take a shot?
I don't know if anyone.
Yeah, Beamer.
An espresso shot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a lot of international fans, so who knows?
I want to know what the Live Token.
I know I'm searching on Live Token right now and I can't find it, but I saw someone tweet it out, and so I know there's a way to do it.
So Live Token is trying to combat bots, but they're all using that site to try and grab stuff. Right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that. Anything that squashes bots, thank God, because we're out here just trying to have fun with it, and that ruins a lot of the fun.
Yeah, that does. I mean, and especially with how cool that Live Token Deals tab is, for that to that is kind of a bummer, right? To be like, it looks like such a cool thing and such a cool opportunity to snag moments that are cheaply priced, but it also is just reminding you how many bots there are.
And what sucks is when you see it relisted 2 minutes later for like $30 profit, or they're trying to make a $30 profit, and they usually do. It usually does sell, and it just kind of pisses you off.
Yeah. All right. Looks like I've got. Oh, did you find it?
I think so.
A deep Big Maze just sent it to me in the Discord.
Oh, awesome.
So
I think you said Fast Fingers, right?
Yep, Fast Fingers.
All right.
Neil Diamond Hands joining.
Oh, shout out Neil Diamond Hands.
Welcome, my friend.
And Gurjat, who had the first comment, I believe, this morning.
Neil Diamond Hands. Why don't you click back about 3.5 minutes?
You missed a video. You missed a video, my friend. Just wait.
That's how we're ending the show. So.
Oh man. So this says what is this? Fast Fingers is a list of the fastest marketplace purchases across all of Top Shot over the last 5 days. So yeah, it's basically just putting them on blast.
Oh,
Yeah.
just saying how quickly it was purchased, like the amount of time before it was listed and bought.
Oh, this hurts my soul to see.
$61.
I know.
Yeah. I know. But it is good to see, like, that's what's been so cool about the community as it's continuing to grow. Like, there's so many different sites doing like really cool stuff.
65.
Wait, what one is that?
PJ watching it. Cool Cats.
Oh, Cool Cats. That's okay. I already got that.
$42 though.
Remember when I think I spent 110 to give it away when it was worth like 600, and now it's worth like
Yikes.
yeah. Deep Threat says now look at the top gifters tab.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Good call.
Tommy G. Thank you, Tommy G. 69, great purchase. Super jealous. You can sell it to his baby mom. Jesus. That's another I fall victim again for not reading the entire comment before sharing it.
I don't know. I'm going to say it's a pretty good comment.
It is a great comment. It is a great comment.
Someone threw events around.
Uh-oh.
One thing I don't know, or I never actually figured out, the green versus the blue. Does anyone know what that?
I thought it was series 1 versus other series, but I don't think that's true.
Yeah, because here's a 1 and a 2 back to back.
Oh, wait, it might be rare.
It's serial number. It's serial number.
Is it?
Like the range of serial number? I think blue is like
rare versus common.
3.
Got it. Okay.
1, 2, or 3 digit.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, because there's a white that's higher.
Squeaky Tadpole. Yes, we do. I'll put it in. I think it's just topshottakes@gmail.com.
Yeah. This is wild. I'm going to dive way into this. All receivers.
Yeah, I'm going to show Neil Diamondhand, about the Bacon 69 is a must. Yeah, we just looked at it. It's what did I say it was?
269?
Yeah, it's not bad.
I will say, with the amount of gifts that we still have to send from like the 7 shows that we couldn't send our gifts to,
true,
we're going to end up on this list.
Yes, yes, we are. Although I think in Top Shot we're noted as people who give out gifts, so I think we're okay. We're okay.
Really?
Let's hope.
Yeah.
It's under 30. It'll be good.
Eden says this is why the blockchain is one of the most forward-thinking and important inventions in the last 10 to 20 years. Yeah,
absolutely.
I totally agree.
You can't get away with that stuff. You can't get away with that stuff. But yeah, I think it is cool. Like we're seeing Live Token do stuff like this, and like Own the Moment doing some cool stuff. Like everybody's. I don't want to say maybe it's like healthy competition, but like everybody's continuing to innovate and do different things. It's been pretty cool to see.
Except for us.
Yeah, but that's we did a good job of letting people know that that's not what we're going to be doing.
Exactly.
They know what they're getting. They would know what they signed up for by hitting that subscribe button.
Yeah. Can we talk about accounts being blocked for transactions for absolutely no reason? Well, this sounds like it happened to you, so I am sorry. My guess is that they think there's a reason. I don't think they would be doing it for absolutely no reason. So I would definitely reach out. Discord. The Top Shot, the people behind Top Shot Dapper are usually very responsive. So I do think if you are having an issue, I would reach out. All right, what else is there anything else we need to go over? I feel like we talked about a lot. We had 2 special guests this morning. Guys, thanks for waking up super early. This is awesome.
You can tell who has kids and is used to waking up early for no reason and who does not have kids and does not like waking up this early.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah. Dustin's like, okay, I can go conduct business right now. And
I've worked on 5 hours sleep because of my kids, for sure.
And Greg's been backed over by a truck.
Yeah, that's right. I have a weekly Zoom with my grandma at 8 a.m. So she'll be happy I'm there on time for the first time in 10 weeks.
Also, like low key, one of the sweeter things you've ever said on this stream, Greg.
I got to balance out the weird PJ Washington 69 sexual video.
Is that why you have a sewing machine in that room? You're getting tips. She's teaching you how to do it.
The sweater's only half finished. It's the bullet. I'm just not going to stand up.
Oh man. Eden says my girl gets up for work at 5 a.m. Pacific time, so I'm up by 6 a.m. every morning. So there you go. There you go. All right, we'll end with this. Which one do y'all think is more likely for the legendary pack completing a set or a challenge? Yeah, because I know that they've been mentioning that there's going to be. I don't think they've said exactly what it will be, but that you have to be a collector, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm hoping it's neither because I don't have either of them. So I'll have to figure that out. But I'll probably just let it fly. But I don't know. Maybe there's a threshold of moments that you have to have owned for a period of time. I don't know if it's going to be completing a set or challenge. I don't know. That's because the only thing that I think about that is that it's meaning you've had to have spent quite a bit of money to do either, which I get makes sense. You can afford the pack, that maybe you're not trying to buy it to flip, but it would be a bit of a bummer to say that you will have had to have spent this amount versus owning maybe like 75 moments, because from that end you can have just a bunch of like commons that you've gotten from packs or what have you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think too, I think it has, I understand them wanting to make sure that you're collectors and have been in Top Shot or whatever. But I agree. I don't like the idea of limiting to people who have gotten in super early. So I like with gifting, right? You need to have 20 moments now. Right. I like that. Like, I think that makes sense, right? Versus being like, if you didn't complete a Cool Cats challenge or you didn't, I don't know. I mean, it's good for me because I've completed challenges. So selfishly, I'm like, yeah, but for the entire community, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. They'll figure something out. I think that's a little bit.
There we go, Aaron.
Each day. It's aggressive. Gotta get back, guys.
Also, we will leave after this. I wanted to share Deep Threat's comment. I almost forgot. I stumbled on Mike guest co-hosting a show from a bar. I didn't give the video a thumbs down, but no thumbs up either. I don't know if King Coakley's in the... Yes, oh my God. The streak's alive. The streak is alive.
Just made it in.
That's incredible. Wow. A+, Wesley. A+. But this was, if King Coakley's in the chat, I don't know if he is. I think I was filling in for his co-host. This was at a show that was at a bar in Boston 7 years ago. So impressive that you found that on YouTube, Deep Threat. I need to know what you were searching.
That's hilarious. It got me thinking about months down the line where we're doing a live show somewhere together, right?
Oh, we have to. We have to. And it does feel like I have to come to LA. Because 2/3 of you were there, and you
majority
have children.
You're ready for the morning show to kick back 3 hours.
Yeah. The other thing too, I mean, I don't know how aggressive this would be, but love the idea of going to Summer League and doing a show from Vegas.
That's the dream. I think honestly, that's what it's going to have to be. It's not going to just be out of LA. Like, sure, it'd be fine, but I think Vegas Summer League, because people can actually go do other stuff. They can go enjoy Vegas. They can go watch Summer League, and they can join a live show with us. Would be fun.
Oh, that would be so fun. That would be so fun. Yes, TST Con LA. All right, guys. I'll let you actually go to your day. This was awesome. Thank you for coming on. This is way more fun having everybody here, and I'm sure the chat appreciates it as well. But I think
out to you, Mike, for doing this every morning.
We love it. We love it. And I don't know. Maybe we're here again this weekend or when the pre-order packs. I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon, but I think we got to end with the PJ video, right?
Yeah, we got to bring that back.
Let's give everyone 15 seconds if you need to
brace yourself
before you see it again.
If you need to lower your volume and you don't want to have a jump scare, be careful.
All right, make sure last call, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We'll see you this weekend. Greg, hit us with some PJ.
Let's do it.
All right.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
All right.